Huge tensions immediately erupted within the McLaren team after the FIA announced new video evidence regarding Oscar Piastri's controversial incident at the Brazilian Grand Prix, which had previously resulted in the young driver being given a 10-second penalty and 2 penalty points on his racing license. What initially seemed like a simple incident has now become a major issue that has shaken the team's internal dynamics, especially after the FIA confirmed that the decision was based on a strict interpretation of the driving guidelines in place this season, rules that have been increasingly criticized by many for restricting the aggressive racing character that is part of Formula One's DNA. Tensions escalated when McLaren boss Andrea Stella publicly expressed his disapproval of the decision, arguing that the FIA's perspective did not reflect the real-world conditions that occur in corners full of contact and chaos. McLaren felt that Piastri had provided sufficient space, while the other drivers also contributed to the situation. However, the FIA insisted that the new video evidence upheld the penalty decision, a move that drew strong reactions from many analysts who again questioned the steward's consistency. This situation placed further pressure on Oscar Piastri, who not only had to accept a penalty that cost him his championship position, but also faced significant psychological consequences. Team sources revealed that Piastri appeared frustrated, feeling that every aggressive maneuver was under scrutiny and that he was being denied the opportunity to develop naturally as a racer. This tension was heightened by the fact that McLaren was in a crucial point-scoring phase, and the decision in Brazil was believed to have hampered the team's positive momentum. When the FIA announced that additional video evidence, rumored to show a different angle of the contact, supported the penalty, the situation in the paddock escalated. McLaren questioned the transparency of the process, while fans flooded social media with anger and increasingly heated debate. Many believed Piastri was the victim of a rule inconsistency, while others argued that the FIA was simply following the strict standards they had implemented since the start of the season. Amidst the chaos, the internal relationship between McLaren and Oscar Piastri also came under scrutiny. Not because of disharmony, but because of the increasing mental pressure on the young driver, who now had to maintain focus while facing a storm of public opinion. The team attempted to defuse the tension with a personal approach, but it's hard to deny the fact that the incident has cast a significant shadow over McLaren's work ethic. With the remainder of the season fast approaching, the biggest questions now are how Piastri will recover from this pressure, how McLaren will restore its internal stability, and whether the FIA will again face serious questions about the consistency of its decisions. One thing is certain: this new video evidence will not only shake up the results of the Brazilian race, but also shake up relationships, psychology, and competitive dynamics at the highest level of Formula One, that has become the center of global controversy. The incident occurred just after the start, at the notoriously tight and contact-prone Turn 1 at Interlagos. Piastri, Kimi Antonelli, and Charles Leclerc were all trying to defend their positions in a typically aggressive race opener. There was minor contact, but many considered it to be within the bounds of a racing incident. Surprisingly, the FIA imposed a 10-second penalty on Piastri, a decision that immediately sparked a wave of protests from fans, pundits, and even some former drivers. Replays showed that Antonelli's entry angle was quite open, and that Leclerc was also making a defensive maneuver, while Piastri was in the middle of the two cars. Many technical analysts in the international media called the penalty disproportionate, and potentially changing the course of the world title race. In such a tight situation, even the smallest penalty could have a significant impact, especially a 10-second penalty that nullified Piastri's entire race strategy. Despite his best efforts after the penalty was imposed, Piastri was unable to close the gap, losing a potential podium finish and crucial points. Meanwhile, his teammate and closest title rival, Lando Norris, capitalized on the situation to widen the gap at the top of the standings. This situation led many fans to believe the FIA was interfering in this season's title race, despite the lack of any evidence. Public outrage spread. Social media was filled with thousands of comments of protest, hashtags supporting Piastri and criticizing the FIA, even trending in various countries. Many fans felt the decision was made too quickly, without considering the context of the chaotic start, and not entirely the fault of any one driver. In a post-race interview, Piastri appeared devastated. He admitted to experiencing immense pressure that left him mentally and physically exhausted. The young Australian driver said he felt he had lost the opportunity he'd been working for all season. While remaining diplomatic, his eyes betrayed deep frustration. This situation has created new tension in the paddock, as teams have begun to question the consistency of stewards' decisions this season. Some team principals have subtly expressed concerns that penalties like this could damage the quality of racing and unfairly influence the final outcome of the championship. With 3 races remaining, the title race is heating up. Piastri now faces mental pressure, immense disappointment, and the challenge of recovering from the most challenging moment in his career so far. He's not only battling rivals on the track, but also confronting frustration and a growing public debate. Can Piastri turn things around for the remainder of the season? Will this controversy be a catalyst for renewed enthusiasm or a downfall? One thing is certain. The decision at the 2025 Brazilian Grand Prix will go down as one of the most controversial moments in modern Formula One history. And whatever the outcome, Oscar Piastri's fight...
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mine, don't